welcome to Art Fight Week 2 recap, where not only am I trying to claw my way out of art block, I'm also desperately trying to fight back against attacks. This entire week was revenges, and although I am pretty happy I'm getting pretty out of my characters, this is putting my goal of 100% revenges to the test. But anyways, enough yapping. Let's get to the battle! Day 8! As I said before, I was feeling some slight art block, and for some reason, despite realizing this, I was like, let's do perspective, fancy lighting, and a scene for this first attack of the week. I'm sure you can imagine how well this went. Right now, we are doing a revenge for Sandbox, and we are drawing Flare. I saw this cool lady, and I could not miss the opportunity to draw her. It was really fun looking at Western outfit inspo and figuring out a cool girl pose. What wasn't fun was the lighting. I redid it like a million times, and each time I did it the same. Except once, I dabbled in green for like 1 second. I'm not sure what was wrong with me. This piece took 10 hours that it shouldn't have. My art block meter definitely went up after fumbling this potentially cool piece. And I'm sorry I'm immediately being negative into the week. I will be starting to cook eventually. Anyways, here's the end result. It's not bad, it's just definitely not what I envisioned. And I definitely rushed it so I could post daily. But enough moping of what could have been. Let's go ahead and recap and check out our attacks. Day 8, I did one attack that earned me 69.5 points. We couldn't check day 7 attacks last week since the video was being made that day, but now we can. We did in fact get one, and I present to you June by Red Dog Collar. You might be thinking, this isn't the June I've been seeing. This is actually a beast design I was working on for her, before Art Fight, and I didn't end up finishing the piece because it was like right before, so I didn't post it, but Red Dog Collar did know about it and asked if they could draw her instead, and of course I wasn't gonna miss the opportunity, and I said yes. Also very happy that I said yes, because this literally looks so cool. We've got fancy lighting, a cute background, and bro was locked in for this piece. It's even a full body. I am very joyous. I couldn't stop staring at this when I first saw it. Moving on to day 8 attacks, we actually didn't get attacked, so we can move on to day 9. I did 3 revenges today. Some of them were kind of day of, but I normally post late, just so I technically have 24 hours to draw, so sometimes the post is past midnight. First up is a revenge on Red Dog Collar. This is their OC Winters. I thought their design was really cool. I really like the colors on this fella, and after yesterday's chaos, I wanted today's pieces to be a little bit simpler, so I feel like this finished product kind of looks like a sticker. I think because of that, it actually brightened up my mood quite a bit. I remember I said minimal shading when submitting this, but looking at it now, I should have just said no shading. I'm not certain I really even have enough for minimal. I feel less bad since I have underpointed pieces more than I have done this, so at least there's that. This piece only took an hour and 40 minutes, and here is it finished. Up next is Scruffinator's OC Rain. She is a super cool necromancer character, so I was feeling a bit inspired, which is a bad thing because the art block was definitely still fresh and I couldn't execute this perfectly. The thing that really bugs me is the skull feels like it's way too big, and I didn't realize she's only wearing a deer mask and not the entire skull. Oh, and I also forgot her markings on her face, which is, really sad. Notably, I feel extra bad because the last attack I did on Scruffinator, I forgot the OC's stubble, and it probably doesn't help out that I just forgot even more this time. Although in my defense that week, I somehow picked the only reference where I couldn't visibly see the stubble because I am somehow a fool. I will say that luckily, tomorrow I do find a hack that really helped me not forget things, so we'll dive into that later. With that being said, this one took 2 hours and 20 minutes. Here is the final result. And finally, a revenge for cheesiest cheeser. I drew their OC Suri. She's a super cute princess, and I do quite enjoy her design. I tried a different style because I wasn't sure if her skin tone was white or not, so I thought this was a perfect time to do something experimental. I will say, I really like how this one came out. The dress, despite being roughly rendered, I thought the different layers looked really cool, and trying to make the hair look like it was laying on the floor was especially fun. Also, I was pretty happy with the after effects, like drawing the little bows and sparkles. I really like artists that have collages, and I feel like this got me kind of close to what I admire in others. Needless to say, day 9 has definitely gotten us more out of art block than in. With that being said, here's Suri. She took 3 hours course, when I was submitting this, I wasn't sure whether or not to make her a full body or half body. Like, yeah, I technically sketched out the legs underneath. I covered them up, so I didn't feel like it'd be right to say it was a full body, so we went with half body. Anyways, now it's recap time. Today, I did 3 revenges that earned me 143 points in total. I actually got 6 attacks today, so I'm gonna try and speedrun this to the best of my ability, but I can't speak fast very well. First was an attack from Scruffinator, and they drew June. They have very clean line work and coloring, and the little sun with her name in it is very pretty. Next, another cute June attack from the Cheesiest Cheeser. I really love the painterly style and her cute expression. Her pose also reminds me of a magical girl. Here we have an attack from Duke Crawford with Belladonna. Their style reminds me of pixel art, which I love. This is also the first attack of Belladonna on her own, so love to see more love for her. Next, we were blessed with more meringue and Belladonna's ship art via an attack from page 027. This scene is really cool, and I love the lighting and the pretty flowers. I absolutely love these two. Then we have an attack from Vrmpos or VMRPOS of June. I love watercolor art, and this looks so soft and pretty, and I love how they also captured her mischievous expression. And finally, we have an attack on June from Ant200. I love the colors they use, it's so vibrant and pretty. I'm really a sucker for traditional art because of the texture. With all that being said, we can move on to day 10. At the time, I was trying to do all my revenges in order, but I broke my order streak and went for Ant200's OC Finn. And can you even blame me? This guy literally looks so freaking cool. Also guys, worry not, I do still plan on doing all of my revenges. I just wanted to indulge just a bit. Fun fact, I have never done that character in like a 360 head view for some reason. I mention it now because I feel like it really could have helped with this piece, considering I decided to do the front and side profile of this character. Oh, by the way, that hack I learned so I'd stop forgetting details was Procreate's reference feature. I somehow never noticed this before, but it really helped to have it side by side rather than just off somewhere else on a canvas. Anyways, enough yapping. Here's Finished Finn. It was finished in 4 hours and 50 minutes. This guy is actually so cool. I really enjoyed drawing him. He's actually our only attack for the day, so we can move on to the recap. Today I did 1 revenge that earned me 84 points, and we did get 1 attack on June from Mushroom Dragons. This is literally so cute. I really love her expression and the curls in her hair. I've noticed June is very popular, and I'm wondering if it's because she's like a cute pink strawberry bat, or if it's because she's my profile picture. Let's head to day 11. I did 3 revenges. The first revenge is for page 027. They have this really cute tiefling named Lavinia. She has a really cute patchwork cloak / poncho, which really inspired me, and she has a pretty long braid. I think the horns are especially cute. I will say I was having a bit of trouble executing her, so I did go for a more simplistic rendering style to make my brain a little happier. I think I was just having an off day because I struggled with all of these pieces today for some odd reason. Anyways, here's the end result for this one. They took 2 hours. Next up is Heidi for VMRPOS. I chose her because I obviously did not want to miss out on drawing a pretty mean girl. This is another one where I transferred it to a separate canvas after the initial sketch. So if you want to see that little bit I left out, check out my Instagram. I also post on my story what I'm usually working on. If I'm attacking someone I know is following me, I do block them from my story temporarily though. Anyways, this piece was definitely something. I'm not super great at semi-realism or whatever this style is called, but I certainly tried. The mouth gave me a lot of trouble, and I was also trying to figure out how to make someone look slightly disgusted in you. Also trying the classic scene haircut, which was not as easy as I thought it'd be originally. I will say I really enjoyed playing with the colors at the end. I feel like with Art Fight Liquify has now become my new best friend when I realized how botch I've made something at the end because of rushing. And now I also feel like I've talked too long, so here's the end result. Heidi took around 3 hours and 25 minutes. And finally is Duke Crawford's OC Tarquin. This OC is actually a painted dog. I do think I kind of made him look more like a hyena though, unfortunately. The splashes of white I think are the only thing that kind of hints at it being a painted dog. But then I did in fact cover up the splashes of whites with fishnet, so it's not helping the accidental hyena allegations. I know the two creatures do look similar, but I think hyenas are like more horizontal while painted dogs are given kind of more vertical, if that makes any sense. No? Okay, anyways, here's the result. I really like how his face came out. Super cutesy, despite my, very horizontal friend. Recap for day 11, we did 3 revenges that earned me 105 points. And today I was luckily safe from attacks for once, which means we can quickly make our way to day 12. I wasn't even planning on doing a revenge today, but I was working on 2 pieces, one that was revenge and one that wasn't, and I just really ended up enjoying doing the revenge art piece more, so I just totally abandoned the other one and started working on Jaden Does Art's OC tab. I made a mini comic with this piece, which was very fun, and I thought it was pretty silly. I also had loads of fun, playing with the pose and, trying to find an outfit that he'd like, because, I do like his original outfit, but it is full latex, and I just didn't really want to put myself through that rendering. I actually ended up really happy with this piece, which made me happy, not only because I liked it, but it felt like a redemption of the other attack I did on this person that I felt pretty mid about, which they had originally attacked me first, and I really loved the piece, and then I just shot them back with a piece I just felt horrible about, and so now I feel happy presenting this to them. Anyways, with that yapping out of the way, this is Jaden Does Art's OC tab. Day 12 recap. I made one attack that got me 82 points. Today, I got one revenge from Jaden Does Art drawing June. The piece I showed today is actually the revenge for this post. Anyways, she's just so cute. The pose is very fluid and I love the placement and shape of the wings. I also love the addition of leg warmers because she's totally wear this and I totally wear this. These guys go hard. And enough fangirling, let's move on to the final day. Day 13, I revenged 2 people and did regular attacks on 2 people, so 4 people in total. So some lore about me that's super duper important about this piece is that I really, really love the look of carousels. So this is honestly a dream come true because I drew a carousel today. I've always wanted to draw them, but I never felt like I had the skill. And I honestly wasn't even certain going into it today if I thought I'd have the skill, but I really ended up liking how it came out. Real quick, let's get into who these characters are. First up is Frost Not Cozy. It's their character Renton. They are a cute dragon deer chimera-esque character with a scarf. Second is Moose and Around's character Nebula. They're kind of giving sunset zebra with some fancy white. It's actually a species which I somehow missed until just now. Anyways, this character really reminds me of those blank pony dolls you could paint. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of those, but it was my favorite part about visiting my grandma besides the cats. Third, I can't say his name, but it does mean werewolf. And this is a sick-ass dragon borzoi by Off-Brand Tumblr. They are so sick, I really love the colors. And finally, Sandbox's OC Lunar Moss, which wasn't originally going to be a revenge, but they attacked me right before I posted this, so that went well. I chose her because I thought the unique color palette would really suit a carousel. Anywho, let's get into the process of making this piece. I knew I wanted to do something fancy because last week I had made 2 fancy pieces, so I was like, okay, I need to make 2 this week too. And I was struck with the best idea ever, which was to make people's feral OCs into little carousel mounts. Also, side note, sorry to the 2 little guys that I drew in here that didn't end up getting featured in the final piece. I was thinking of adding riders, but I thought it would take away from the mounts because the bodies would often cover the ones behind them, and I thought it would just be a cleaner look to just have the ponies and other 4-legged creatures. If you notice, the background, of the carousel center isn't that detailed, and I joined Art Fight originally to try and make me faster at art, which I feel like a big step of that was just literally stop putting so much detail on things that are not featured or are going to be blurred out in the background anyways, like the carousel center was going to be. So I'm very proud of myself for not detailing that too much. This piece actually took 6 hours and 11 minutes, which felt really fast because I finished it within the time frame I wanted to. I will say it was really fun customizing their saddles and pillars to something that I think would suit the character. I also really liked picking characters that didn't really look similar to one another because I feel like all the carousels I've been to, it's there's no specific theme, it's just these random guys all together. Which when I was younger, it really annoyed me because I was like, this isn't cohesive at all. But I think now it makes me happy because that means there's just a unique little guy out there for everybody. Although, now I'm thinking about how fun it would be to draw one that is on theme, especially a mermaid-esque one. I think if I were to try and change anything about this piece, I'd probably change Nebula's placement. She's definitely a darker critter, so having her, like, in the darkest spot nearly did, like, get her design a little lost and washed her out. I did fix this later on, but it would be nice if I just placed her somewhere nicer. Speaking of Nebula, I would also totally fix the paws. She's not technically a horse, she has little paw feet. And I didn't realize this, which is surprising because before I go drawing them, I double checked the account and I think I was too busy looking on the left for permissions that I didn't even notice the right side. It had like a whole species information stuff. So I definitely fix her feet because I really like drawing paws, so I just missed out on an opportunity to draw cute paws. Despite the oversight, I think it still totally looks like her if I didn't know how to draw dog feet, so that's nice. Anyways, after this piece, I will say I think I'm pretty successful with creative art block unless this video takes something out of me that I don't know about. Let's get to the recap of day 13. And just the entire week. Day 13, I made one attack, but it had 4 characters, 2 of which were revenges, and 2 were normal. I earned 198 points for this one, which I think is actually the most I've ever earned on one singular piece. Attack-wise, we were victimized by Frost Not Cozy, and they drew June. I really like the subtle lighting, and I also really like how they draw bodies. The line art also reminds me of a pen, and I think that's really cool. Next is Sandbox, who we also attacked today. They drew a modern belladonna. I love the pose and expression, and she's so cute. The shirt also goes hard. And lastly, an attack from Fofomani. They drew Meringue and belladonna cuddling on a hill. They have very clean line art, and I love how they draw their hair. This scene is so pretty. Anyways, the week is officially coming to a close, so let's take a look at my progress. Week 2, I made 10 attacks, which included 13 different characters. My points added up to 680.5. Our point total is now at 1,307.75. Week 2, we made more points than last week, so I'm really happy about that. I wasn't expecting that, honestly. Especially since this is such a crash and burn week. I think I'm definitely gonna have to start keeping a list of who I need to revenge, because when I don't go in order, I just start looking through my attacks and opening every single one to see if I responded to it yet, which doesn't seem like, very much of a good use of my time, I guess. Also, side note, I was really sleepy recording this. I don't know if it's shown through, but I feel like I was listening back on it and I was just dozing off. I really hope this wasn't like a really boring video, and I just hope I'm just myself. I'm tired and I'm not just, my voice is like a lullaby or something. Anyways, I think that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. And please like and subscribe! I wasn't feeling as silly and whimsy this week, so please forgive me. Please give me feedback on what you think I should improve upon. And congrats on making it to the end of the video! I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope I see you for next week, which hopefully I will be more energized for. I really, really hope you guys couldn't hear me actively dozing off as I recorded this.